the GST Council will decide. The question really is, when will the GST Council decide? When will the GST Council take up this subject? And what is the position of the central government, which has virtually a veto on the decision of the GST Council?
Right.
Let me explain, sir. Just one minute. If you go back crude oil prices of May 2014 and say October 2017, since then there has been a rise in crude oil prices. Crude oil prices fell by 49%. Allowing for the exchange rate variation, price of petrol and price of diesel should have come down by at least 20% at the retail level. But at the end of October 2017, the price of petrol was the same as it was in May 2014.
Please, what is your question?
And the price of diesel was 1 rupee more than in May 2014. Question is, now that the BJP is in power in 19 states, as they rightfully claim, and they are in power in centre, what prevents the government from moving the GST Council to decide that petroleum products should be immediately brought under GST?
Honourable Minister, कि कौन सी पार्टी कहाँ पावर में है वो तो हमारा इश्यू है नहीं.
Sir, the honourable member, when he has asked me this question, is certainly familiar with the whole issue, and in fact more than familiar. He'll recollect that when UPA was in power, they knew the limitations as far as petroleum is concerned. So in the Constitution amendment which was proposed, the 115th amendment, petroleum was kept out completely of the GST. The UPA Constitution amendment draft proposals presented before the Parliament did not include petroleum products ever to be a part of the GST itself. Because the UPA well knew that it will be a deal breaker if you between the centre and the states if you bring petroleum in, and therefore you did not even make an effort. Now that you are in opposition, you have a far greater flexibility in reversing your position. That's a different matter. After a great deal of consultation, we had managed to persuade all the states to agree to bring GST within to petroleum within the GST itself. But the states reluctantly agreed to do so. In the initial drafts, they were not agreeing. In meeting after meeting of the Empowered Committee, we persuaded them. And finally, the deal with the states was that petroleum will be brought in the GST as far as the Constitution amendment is concerned. It's only when the states decide and agree upon it that the Council will have the power to then decide to bring the petroleum into the GST. As far as the central government is concerned, we are in favor of bringing it. Let me categorically state this. We are in favor. But we would await the consensus of the states, and I do hope at some stage, sooner than later, the states agree to the consensus. As far as the October 17 prices that you have mentioned, yes, we are equally concerned as far as the petroleum prices are concerned. There was a rise as far as the crude prices were concerned. Therefore, we did bring down some central duties. We also wrote to all the states to bring down the state duties. Please don't forget that a large part of the taxation on petroleum is also the state taxes itself, on petroleum itself. And I am glad a number of states governed by the BJP brought the prices down. The UPA states singularly refused to bring the prices down as far as the petroleum is concerned in October.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.